Students, in this video we are going to learn about chapter 9 and the name of the chapter is Soil for grade 7. So, in this chapter you are going to learn about the importance of soil, what do we mean by soil profile, the properties of soil and different varieties of soil and many other things. So, let us start the chapter. So the first topic that we are going to discuss, that is formation of soil. So how soil is formed? So soil is formed by a process in which soil breakdown of rocks is known as weathering. There are many factors that affect the weathering of rocks. For example, rainwater, then winds, then temperature change, chemical interaction, then pressure and many more. So here you can see in this slide that the first topmost layer, that is soil horizon, then zone of leaching, then zone of accumulation and then weathered rock. So the first thing that is a factor that affect the weathering, that is chemical and physical changes. So here you can see in the slide, due to heat and irregular contraction and expansion, rocks crack and break down. Then the next topic, that is dead and decaying animals and plants and some other factors that affect the soil formation. Here the parent rock, that is mean by determining the color, texture, chemical properties, the availability of minerals and the content of the soil. Then the climate, in that temperature, rainfall influences the weathering and the humus. Then altitude and slope determine accumulation of soil. Then flora, fauna and microorganism affect the rate of human formation, and the time, it determines the thickness of soil profile. Now what do we mean by soil profile? So here you can see the different layers of the soil. The first layer is, that is the topsoil, and it has a lot of humus in it. It is dark in color, soft and porous, and it has essential nutrients and organic matter for the growth of plant. Then after topsoil, below this, subsoil is there. It is lighter in color than the topsoil. It is harder and compact, rich in soluble minerals than in compared to topsoil, little humus, and the next thing, that it collects rainwater. Now below the subsoil, the next is parent rock. It is made up of small lumps of rock, you can see in this picture. Then it too collects rainwater. Then last is the bedrock. So it is the lowermost layer, and the properties of this rock determine the composition of the soil. Now next comes the types of soil. So here you can see, one is loamy soil, then sandy soil and then clay soil. So let's learn about them one by one. So the first that we are going to start, sandy soil. So here you can see in the table, one is for the parameter and another that on what parameter we can call it a sandy soil. So the first one is content. It contains less than 10% of clay and consists of very small particles of silica and quartz. Then humus content is very low. Its texture is dry and water holding capacity is very less, or we can say minimum. So once again recall, light and dry soil warm up much more quickly and useful in producing early crops. Then second comes clay soil. Now it contains clay particles. Humus content is moderate, that means not too much and not very less. Then texture, it is very sticky, and the water holding capacity is maximum. So once again, soil is sticky, well aerated, and this kind of soil is suitable for paddy. The next comes loamy soil. So it is a blend of sand and clays. That means mixture of sand and clay. Then humus content is good, its texture is fine, and water holding capacity is average, or we can say moderate. Sand presence allow the plant root to work easily. Clay prevents rapid drying up, and it is suitable for wheat, sugarcane and vegetables. Now next topic that we are going to discuss, that is soil erosion. So what do we mean by soil erosion? So the removal of the top layer of soil due to excessive rain or wind is known as soil erosion. So here in this slide you can see the factors that affect the soil erosion. So the first one is floods and rain. So floods and heavy rain wash off the trees, plants and soil. Then second one, that is deforestation. So felling of trees on a large scale is known as deforestation. So roots of trees hold soil. So if they are uprooted, the soil gets washed away with rain and wind. Now another two factors, yes, the one is overgrazing and another one is improper farming. So grazing of animals and cattle causes removal of grass and herbs, and it enables wind to sweep the soil particles. Then improper farming and irrigation techniques erode soil to a great extent. Now how can we prevent the soil erosion? So the first one is afforestation, or we can say reforestation. So growing and planting more trees retains the soil and prevent soil erosion. Let's talk about the another way through which we can prevent soil erosion, that is terrace farming. So suitable crops are cultivated on hill slopes to prevent the running down of soil due to water and wind. So here you can see that how terrace farming can be useful to prevent the soil erosion. Then next comes matting. So through matting process we can prevent soil erosion, and the matting will be placed on the soil surface and prevent erosion from occurring. The matting allows plants, crops and trees to grow through it, leaving the soil healthy and stabilized. Then next is fertilizers. Yes, another soil erosion prevention method, that is we can use the fertilizers. So it will also be useful in the production of the crops, and according to the content of the soil or the pH of the soil. If it is acidic, then lime can be used to lower its alkalinity, and same way if the soil is alkaline, then peat, or we can say decayed vegetable matter, is added to lower its alkalinity. I hope now the chapter is clear to all of you. Thank you.